6:50, time for the morning sprint.
We start with an update to breaking news into the newsroom this half hour. North Korea is threatening to send troops into demilitarized areas of its border with South Korea. Now, this all comes after the nation blew up a liaison office earlier this morning and announced it's cutting off all communication ties with the South. Now, this office is located in the north and had no South Koreans working there. We're told it was largely a symbolic move.
You can call me a snitch if you want to, but we have the cameras up for 320's call. 320 over at Cup Foods. I don't know if they had used force or not.
You just heard new audio into the newsroom this morning released by the city of Minneapolis. The phone recording is of a concerned 911 dispatcher contacting a police sergeant during the arrest and death of George Floyd. The dispatcher called the police sergeant while watching real-time footage of the incident. It's not known if the sergeant responded to the scene.
And breaking overnight, at least one suspect is in custody this morning for allegedly starting a fire at a Minneapolis police precinct. Our Denver affiliate says Dylan Robinson is expected to appear in federal court from Colorado today after being arrested in Breckenridge on Sunday. The 22-year-old will be charged with aiding and abetting. Federal authorities are offering $70,000 for information that leads to the identification and convictions of 14 other suspects involved in fires at 8 locations across the Twin Cities.
Today, Madison city leaders will talk about setting up a civilian oversight board for the police department. Tonight, the Common Council is scheduled to take up an amended resolution to set up that committee. The resolution says that members of the board would be appointed by the mayor and city council and be a diverse group of people from different racial and socioeconomic backgrounds. The goal is to have that civilian oversight board up and running by October.
President Trump is expected to sign an executive order on policing today. It looks to accomplish 3 things: incentivizing police departments to use best practices, tracking officers with excessive use of force complaints, and addressing mental health, homelessness, and addiction.
This picture going viral on Facebook this morning showing a man wearing a Ku Klux Klan hood and robe while walking his dog. This was up north in Vilas County last Friday. Well, according to the Vilas County Sheriff's Department, Michael Booth was out walking, drinking a beer, and waving in traffic Friday evening. The Journal-Sentinel reports several people called the Sheriff's Department about the man and said that he wasn't committing any crimes or stopping traffic. They don't plan to follow up on the incident.
She has the most beautiful soul.
Tallahassee police say they have found the bodies of 19-year-old Oluwatoyin Salu and 75-year-old Victoria Sims 1 week after going missing. Both deaths are being investigated as homicides. The suspect, 49-year-old Aaron Glee, is in custody. Salu was a Black Lives Matter protester. Before going missing, she had tweeted about being sexually assaulted by a man who had offered her a lift. It's unclear if Glee is that same man.
Starbucks is creating their own Black Lives Matter t-shirts for their employees after facing criticism for telling employees not to wear anything related to the movement. Here's a look at that design. The company says they've partnered up with the Starbucks Black Partner Network. The shirts will be sent to more than 250,000 store partners.
Minnesota Congresswoman Ilhan Omar says her father has died from coronavirus. In a statement, she says no words can describe what her father, Nur Amar Muhammad, meant to her and all who knew him. She's asking for privacy as that family grieves.
We're hoping to stay below the 3% mark for positive coronavirus tests today as we know from new numbers from the DHS. This is where the trend is at right now. Statewide, there are nearly 23,000 confirmed cases total. 73% of patients have recovered. 698 people have died.
This morning, we're learning people with pre-existing conditions are 12 times more likely to die from the coronavirus. That's according to a new analysis from the CDC. The most common underlying conditions are heart disease, diabetes, and chronic lung disease. Their latest data shows older folks and minorities are also more at risk of dying. Men and women are getting sick at almost the same rate, but more men are being hospitalized.
It's really difficult when you're charged with taking care of these residents and providing the best care possible, but you can't afford it.
Like nursing homes are one of the places heavily impacted by the pandemic, and they have a long road ahead. Skilled nursing and assisted living facilities like Four Winds Manor in Verona were already facing financial challenges before COVID-19 hit, losing between $70 to $90 a day on each Medicaid patient. The president of the Wisconsin Healthcare Association says that figure is about average for skilled nursing facilities across the state.
United Airlines will blacklist you if you refuse to wear a mask on one of their flights. That new policy will go into effect on Thursday. During the pandemic, flight attendants will ask passengers whose faces aren't covered to use a mask. If they don't have one of their own, they'll be offered one. And if they still say no, their names could be put on an internal restriction list when the flight lands.
One person in jail this morning connected to a death investigation. The Columbia County Sheriff's Department says a witness called 911 saying a woman jumped from a moving car early Sunday morning. They were driving in Lewiston Township on County Highway AA. 22-year-old Taylor Neneman died at the hospital. Investigators found that car and say that 24-year-old Jeremiah Collins was driving. They say he seemed to be intoxicated.
T-Mobile users, listen up. Engineers are working right now to fix a routing issue that's making it hard for you to make calls and send texts. The company isn't saying how many customers are impacted. Other networks reporting similar problems, but AT&T and Verizon say their networks are working normally.
And your first warned weather forecast. It looks pretty nice today. Mostly sunny skies with high temperatures climbing to 84 degrees this afternoon. Enjoy weather for dry weather, that is, for the next couple of days. Thursday night into Friday morning, rain chances return to southern Wisconsin. And then it looks like we'll be dodging showers and even a few thunderstorms as we go through this upcoming weekend. Temperatures, though, will still be on the warm side through the weekend. Here's a look at that extended forecast. We have highs near 90 tomorrow and Thursday, dropping back a little bit as we head into the weekend and the first part of next week.
All right, Hattie, thanks so much. And thanks for joining us this morning, folks. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a great Tuesday.